Now, the Kenya Defence Forces recruitment exercise has kicked off across various centres in the country. The exercise will be held until March the 13th, and Vice Chief of the Defence Forces, Lieutenant General Joseph Kasaon, launched the exercise at the Defence Headquarters in Hurlingham here in Nairobi, where those wishing to be enrolled in the force were reminded that they will be arrested and prosecuted if they engage in bribery and other acts of corruption during the exercise. Our reporter, Shadrack Mitty, was at the launch and now joins us for an update. Shadrack, good afternoon. What was the main message even as the recruitment begins today?
Well, Akisa, the key message from the Deputy General of the Kenya Defence Forces, Joseph Kasaon, was that in this year's recruitment, the KDF or the Defence Forces will not be allowing or condoning any forms of corruption and any other ways that do not act as per the laid down rules insofar as recruitment of officers in their ranks is concerned. Remember, in his brief when he talked to us early in the morning, he talked of previously having there been so many cases of malpractices, people using fake documents and others coming in with letters that lacked authenticity. But he said beginning like last year, the cases have been declining steadily, and so they expect that in this year's recruitment, very few malpractices shall be reported. However, he went ahead to warn the public that they should be wary of people who shall be posturing themselves in the name of KDF recruiting agents with a view to conning them a lot of money, yet their efforts will not be ending anyway. And so, for the KDF management, the message that went out there to the public is that be on the watch out and ensure that you only engage in what is required by law. And perhaps just before I take you to the interview we had earlier with the Chief Recruiting Officer, Brigadier Godfrey Buluma, one of the key issues that people must understand in this year's recruitment, as it has always been, is that the minimum qualification for the entry for one to qualify for the recruitment is a D plane in the KCSE examination. And so those are the things that people should be looking at, and even the health of an individual, which will form the basis of the success of any perceived or anyone planning to join the KDF recruitment. Remember, at the end of the recruitment, the people who shall have qualified. Remember, we will be looking at 2,000 recruits that will be spread across the Kenya Air Force, the Navy, the KDF, and other ranks within the defense. And so, perhaps just to get exactly how the process shall be and how the entire outcome is expected from the defense headquarters, let's listen in to the interview we earlier had with the recruiting officer, Brigadier Godfrey Buluma, who will be giving us exactly what the public should be expecting from this exercise that shall be running for an entire month.
Basically is to monitor and oversee the whole exercise that's done appropriately. Yes, we are speaking. The recruitment has already started. It's going to take about 1 month. From today to 13th of March. We have a total of 16 recruiting teams, which will go to all the 47 counties and in 320 sub-counties. So we look forward to give opportunity to all Kenyans, equal opportunity to turn out and try their luck so that they're able to join the Defense Forces.
And even we know the exercise began this morning, and from where you sit, have you received any reports from the ground indicating how the turnout has been, and so far, what is the situation like from your position?
Yeah, we have already received reports from our senior recruiting officers who are on ground, and the exercise has just started, and they're doing well so far. They have not talked about turnout so far, but we hope it's going to be okay. Yeah. And
previously we've had issues of people turning up with fake documents and others even receiving fake appointment letters to the same effect, and something that may have worked to dampen the spirit of young men who would be wishing to join the force, because they know even if they came, they may be shortchanged. What are you doing from where you sit? What are you doing to ensure that this year's exercise is centered around integrity, and that whoever is recruited shall be fitting the required standards?
Thank you very much. That's a very good question. From where we sit, ours is a free of corruption recruitment. All Kenyans will be given equal opportunity. We have agencies that are on ground which have been invited. We have the NIS, we have the EACC, and we also have our own agencies on ground to ensure that there's no corruption going on ground.
2,000 people are the ones you expect to recruit. How do you wish to divide across? Like, how many female do we expect in this exercise and how many male?
Yeah, of course, we are gender sensitive, and our policy on gender on two-thirds majority rule is in place. We are progressing on well for the purpose of this exercise. We expect at least 7 to 8% will be ladies.
That's about 200. And speaking of the issues of ladies and the female, we've had cases previously where some areas it has been hard to recruit female recruits who turn up for the same exercise. So are we going to experience the same this year, or you've worked on the loopholes that maybe caused that to exist previously?
Now, we hope those who are turning up are well prepared in advance so that they can be able to meet the criteria that we have set, that we have put down in the place for recruitment.
Are there some preferences that maybe female recruits that shall be turning up will be having on their part, or it's equal opportunity?
Yeah, all have equal opportunity, no any special preference. But what we do not require is we do not expect those who are pregnant to turn out for recruitment. Yeah.
And finally, even as we go back, we've had cases where documents have been used. I know you've answered that question before, but we do not expect that the same problem will go away anytime soon. Documents have either been issued, documents that are not genuine, and they have been used to recruit officers in your ranks, and letters have been issued that are not authentic. What do you, because that's the question that is being asked outside there, what are you going to do to ensure that this year's exercise is above board and it's integrity based?
We have experts on ground and mechanisms to ensure that the documents that are presented are genuine. Those which will not be genuine, of course, we have necessary action that will be taken. And we ask Kenyans to ensure that they come with genuine documents. Those who come with fake documents will be handed over to the police for further investigations. And of course, also there is vetting within the system. We ensure that we vet. Yeah, thank you.
Perhaps even as we finish, let's bring in Mr. Githinji from the Kenya Air Force Wing. What are you expecting to get from the people you intend to recruit to your wing?
Of course, we expect to get highly qualified soldiers, because as you see, our soldiers are professional, and we expect to get the same from the field.
Shadrack Mitty earlier on there with information on how the recruitment exercise is going to look like for those seeking to get this job. Let's quickly take a look at what you will need, or some of the requirements for this particular recruitment for those who are interested to be enrolled with the Kenya Defence Forces. Let's take a look at what you'll need. For starters, for the servicemen and women, you must be a Kenyan citizen aged between 18 and 26 years. Of course, you will need to present your ID card to ascertain this when you get to the recruitment center. You need to be physically and mentally fit in accordance with the KDF standards and have no criminal records. Of course, here we expect that many will be asked for some certificates to ascertain this. The minimum height for the servicemen and women, for men it is 1.60 meters or 5'3". Women is 1.52 meters or 5 feet. That is the minimum height for both men and women seeking to be recruited. Men need to be 54.55 kilograms at the bare minimum, and women need to be 50 kilograms, the minimum weight for the recruits in this particular exercise at KDF 6 to get 2,000 recruits. Now, the female candidates must not be pregnant at recruitment and during training. This is some of the tests that will be conducted at the recruitment centers. And for education, some of the certificates needed or the credentials are a minimum or min grade of D plane in the Kenya Certificate of Secondary Education for the general recruits. This is definitely for both the men and the women. So if you are interested, you can go to the nearby center in any of the 47 counties for this particular exercise. Let's take a quick break.